Currently, right now, we're outside our sally ports, so every new arrestee that comes in from any one of the cities inside Canyon County is brought in through these sally ports. They pull up to the button, they press the button. At that time, they'll talk to our control deputy and advise what agency they're with and who they're with, whether it's a male or a female, so that our booking staff is prepared for the intake. So every individual that comes in here fits into our sally port. We only have the ability to put 2 patrol cars inside of our sally ports, and there are times during busy days that we may have 10 patrol cars lined up around the corner.
So there's a line to book people in?
Yes. So this is pod 1. This is maximum security. So you have unit A, which is our maximum security unit. It has 10 cells, 12 total bunks. So the back 2 cells are double bunks. But everybody that's in this unit is charged with a heinous felony. Each one of the inmates are in here for 22 hours out of the day in their cell. So 1 hour out of the day is spent in our day room rec area, so that they can use the phone, take a shower, have visits. The next hour is spent in our outdoor rec. And if you look in the outdoor rec, it's just a simple outdoor rec, open in the ceiling with a cage. Unit D is our disciplinary unit. So if an inmate violates the safety and security of the facility, fights with other inmates, damages our jail property in any way, they could be locked into our disciplinary unit from anywhere from 7 to 30 days per violation. It's a solid door, there's no television, there's no kiosk currently in the unit, so no tablet, but they get to retain their religious material, reading material, writing material, personal hygiene, but everything else of a privileged nature is taken from them. So if you look in, that is the deputies' facilities. And at any given time, you could have a male and a female working up in this unit, because that's what we have on staff. That's who's allowed to work up here. So if the male has to utilize the restroom or the female, it's all open on the top.
Yeah, that's not a lot of privacy. There's no privacy.
No. Plus the cameras can see the windows, so the control unit knows exactly what's going on in the pod.
Yeah. Is this standard practice for a jail, or what?
No, newer jails actually have a bathroom that's secluded so that the deputy has privacy if they need to utilize the restroom. Pod 2, this is what we consider a general population living unit. We'll start with Unit E. Unit E is 16 beds, so this is all of our pre-classification, pre-arraignment inmates. So if you as a male inmate were to first come into our custody, brand new charge, you have to go to court tomorrow, you would be housed in here temporarily. Problem with this is it only houses 16 inmates. And we have upwards of 30 inmates coming into our custody on a daily basis.
So what do you do with them?
If this is full, they have to be housed down in booking.
Wow.
So booking gets very full. 34 beds, and it is running 25 plus inmates per day. At one point, we had triple bunks in here. So if you look at this top right-hand corner, the bunks appear significantly shorter than all the rest of the bunks. That's because, as ACLU sued us, we chopped that 3rd bunk out. So this is our female pod. This is the housing unit for all females throughout the Dale G. Hale Detention Center. In a population of 217,000 plus, we have the ability to house 62 female inmates. Female crime, violent crime, is on a rise across the nation. They are the fastest growing inmate population in the nation, period. So we have Unit H, which houses 15 inmates, and what you'll see is a significant discrepancy because we have bunks upstairs, but then we have cells downstairs. There is not a facility in the United States that ever does that, because you don't mix classifications, and we can't do that either. So all the doors stay open all the time because we consider it just a general population unit. Welcome to 1948. This is the 1948 jail. Has 4 total floors, but we are only occupying 2. Currently, right now, deputy up here is, how many inmates you got up here?
Right now I have...
That are actually physically in the unit?
20.
No. Physically right now, because you got all the kitchen workers. So right now, this deputy is monitoring 7 individuals. At any given time, he could only be monitoring 2, because the 2 are sleeping and all the rest are at work. That is a huge waste of resources to have one deputy monitoring that few of inmates, when we could use one deputy to monitor 50 plus in a newer facility. The other problem you have is exposed piping going throughout this unit. And as we go into the unit itself, you guys will see that there's a large amount of exposed piping. Most of that piping serves the courthouse. So even if we were to walk away from this building alone, it can't be destroyed because all the courthouse infrastructure runs through it. Now we've got the hardened walls, we've got the exterior buffer fence, we put up some razor wire, we've secured it as much as we can. The problem is, that's only a fabric.
Yeah, that's not very strong.
So you've got between this fabric and the other fabric inside, you've got 18 inches of insulation. and all that insulation over time settles at the bottom. So eventually you'll start to see bulging. But again, this is only a temporary facility, and it only had a life expectancy of about 20 years, and we're more than 10 years over. But 122 inmates in a dormitory style living. So these inmates are able to move around throughout the facility. This is manned by 3 deputies on any given time. You can look back in the back and there's a bathroom, and obviously we have a female working the floor in this unit. A majority of the time, the deputies are out there on the floor. They only come in here to take care of paperwork, do some computer entries that they need to make, and then they're back out on the floor.